Hello again everyone, Nikki Batgirl D'Angelo here for another State of the Game. This one will be episode 17, I believe. So the last one I did, I was talking about the cost of weapons and how we should be earning money inside of the Arena Commander module at this point. Now, many of you realize that this has already been promised to us. But that was my point. It was promised to us. A lot of what I was thinking about when I was coming up with those thoughts about the Arena Commander and it being a separate game and how could we be expected to purchase weapons, and you know, it made me think a lot of this. I think that this game is amazing, and I think this game is going to get made and we're going to play it for years and years and years, and just the fact that I could log in and play Freelancer anytime I want and still have fun is a testament to that. The problem I have is this. It seems like the pricing of ships, the pricing of weapons have been done prematurely. And because of that, we're kind of stuck in this ever-increasing inflation of the cost of weapons and ships as they come out with new ones. That was my biggest problem with that. And when I bring up things here on State of the Game, it's usually to spark some kind of conversation with those of you that listen and interact with me each week in the channel. So then I can go to Ben and I can ask him some questions of my own and not just the questions that you want to ask him. The biggest question I have right now is just what was the original intention of throwing weapons out there for as much as 12 and 16,000 credits, which is $12 and $16 US if you take the exchange rate of UEC to US dollars. That was my biggest problem. If you're going to sell me something like an Aurora that has 2 weapons, engines, and lots of systems and different things for $25, how come to fit it with 2 guns and missiles is going to cost me more? I guess the biggest problem I had with that is that it just seemed to be put together on a whim, haphazardly, and now they're kind of stuck with it, when really what they should be doing is trying to see where the economy is going to go. They never should have put the weapons up there for a cost in the first place. That is my biggest point. Because how do you know how much the weapons are going to cost until you actually have a working economy in the game? Alright, that's it. That was my major point, and that's something that I'm going to ask Ben when I get to talk to him tomorrow for another 5 for the CM. Now, in the last one of these, I asked you to answer a question for me, and I said that I was going to give away a Mustang Omega. Alright, so we have a problem with this, don't we? Because it was my fault for not putting up my email address that I wanted you to send that to, which is theaddictedgamer@gmail.com. And some of you said, where do I send it? Where do I send that? And as I'm going through my different emails this week, I'm realizing that I didn't put it in the actual video, but almost every one of my videos, the email address is in the description field. So this is how I'm going to handle it. You have another week to answer the question from episode 16. If you don't know what the question is, I'm going to ask you to go back and listen to the question. Answer the question, send me your answer to theaddictedgamer@gmail.com. Now I'm going to read something that Rashad sent me, and it has to do with what he thought. I agree that CIG shooting themselves in the foot by keeping all the weapon upgrades behind such a high paywall. How can they expect to properly test and balance weapons if so few people are using them? What if, for example, there is a bug that causes the CF-227 Panther repeater to draw too much energy from the Aurora power plant? That bug would likely never be found. Who is going to equip that combination of ship and weapon? I spent $75 on the 315p, and I don't plan on spending any more US dollars on the game, especially on overpriced weapons in Voyager Direct. It is nice that we do receive free UEC credits from time to time, but I still can't afford anything good with the paltry 11,000 UEC I have accumulated. Also, beyond that, the problem with weapons upgrades, I also have another problem with the game. There are no goals or progression in Arena Commander. This turns me off from playing it on a regular basis. I might download and jump in if there was a recent major update, but overall, I don't see a reason compelling me to play regularly. It is in CIG's interest to keep us playing so they can gather more data. Alright, so I'm going to answer a couple of things that he stated here. A, the game is being released little by little, and Arena Commander is definitely a WIP, a big work in progress, with us giving the bugs from time to time. He's kind of right that there is no draw to go in there except for testing, but that's the phase that we're in. We're in the testing phase. I know that something's coming, which is why I started this conversation with saying, what things do you think should be in the game? Like, how would you like to earn UEC? So that's the question that I was asking for here. The second piece of it is, a lot of what we have right now was just pushed out the door so we had something to play with over the Christmas holiday. I assure you, they're spending a ton of time getting Arena Commander working so they can release much more important patches that have ships like the Gladius, the Gladiator, and any other ship that's not in the game at this point that's single engine and ready to go. I also know that they're going to be coming out with the Avenger very soon, right? That should be this month or early next month. Yes, the Avenger's in the game. Yes, we've been looking at the Avenger for more than a year. And yes, the Avenger already saw one major update. But guess what? It's about ready to see another major update. And hopefully, finally get rid of those upside down textures on one side of the ship. I can see a lot going on with the Avenger in the next patch. And with my last one of my my reviews, I'm thinking that that is going to be another one of those ships that people are just going to love to buy when it's finally done. Alright, so that was an example. Thank you, Rashad. I'm not going to read the rest of it at this particular point. I think that by the time I get Ben on the show tomorrow, we should have a better understanding of what's going on. Alright, I had a couple of hours of gameplay over the last week, and different ships, and I'm about ready to get a couple of loaner ships from different people to take them out and see how they fly also. What I'm dying to see is how the Cutlass Black handles, if it's as maneuverable in my hands as it was the girl in the video, in the commercial, that is. So those videos should be coming out soon. But what I want to know from those of you that are out there right now, what's your favorite ship? What ship are you playing the most? So far, my favorite ship is this. It's the Mustang Delta. It's kick butt, and I would say a close runner-up to this is definitely the Avenger, as long as I swap out the weapons like I said in my earlier Avenger review that I released a day or so ago, I guess. The Hornet, Super Hornet, I do love, and I think it's just way overpowered at this point. Well, I don't think it's overpowered. I just think it's something that makes the game easy for quite a while. I find myself having to use more tactics in a spacecraft like the Avenger and like this one over here. What I haven't done is gotten back my 325A yet to test it since it's had its major overhaul. And I'd love to know what you 325A drivers think about that ship at this point. There's a lot that's about to go on in the game, and I'm wondering what you're looking forward to most at this point. We have first-person shooter, and of course I've ejected out of my spacecraft quite a few times in my videos over the past couple of weeks, pulled out my handgun and fired it off into different places, including the back end of my Avenger to send it to its fiery grave. I'm thinking that we're going to have a lot more fun with the FPS than I originally thought. I'm liking the different aspects of it. But how many of y'all are here thinking that first-person shooter in the game is going to be more like something along the lines of Call of Duty or Battlefield? Now, I've never been one for those those games where you just keep respawning and coming back. So this is going to be different for most people that have played FPS shooters out there. And I'm thinking that it's going to take a much slower pace and a much more tactical sense of of the situation when you're actually engaged in the FPS game. So how many of you are that Rainbow Six type player where you shoot, you die when you get shot, or if you're taken out of the game, you're taken out of the game? It's something I would love to know, because honestly, I haven't played a first-person shooter since Rainbow Six, and it was one of those that I really liked, and I really got my adrenaline going when I would be in a squad with my friends that I used to work with at IBM, and all of a sudden out of nowhere I get sniped, and I'd feel like, oh my god, how did that just happen? And up until that point we were actually kicking butt, and then bang bang bang, taken out by snipers. And I'm thinking that this is going to be something that happens in this game, in the FPS arena. I'm wondering what it's going to be like in the actual player universe, though. How much more likely are you to engage in FPS if it means that pretty much your legacy could be, well, not your legacy, but your character could be killed? And, of course, it would have to go to somebody in your legacy afterwards. I mean, they've made Death of a Spaceman very different, when you die in this game than other games. The last one that tried permadeath was Star Wars Galaxies, and that didn't go over too well when they did that for the Jedi. But I'm wondering how you're going to feel about that here. Are you going to be more apt to shy away from something like a first-person shooter aspect of the game because you're scared of dying or getting maimed and just losing that little bit of quality of your character that you have left? Last thing I'm going to talk about is 2K. We hit 2,000 subscribers, and as I said in the prior video to last night, alright, you gotta go back and listen to the videos, please. Last night's video does not count towards the Drive to 2K contest, since we hit it with the video just before that. And I'm really psyched that we did, and thank you so very much. I'm working on the spreadsheet right now, and if you're asking me why I didn't have it finished, work. And so much work I couldn't even think. And then just a week with my kids. So I will have that up and done, and we will announce the winner next week. And that will be for the Redeemer. And then we'll announce at the same time what the next contest is going to be. I want your feedback at this point. Should I give away one big package, or should I give away smaller packages each week with a medium-sized package at the end? Which one would you be more apt to, which one would you find more fun or more intriguing? Like a smaller package, like a starter ship, or UEC credits, or I can think of a lot of things, different pieces that we can actually send out to you all. And I'm going to see what Ben thinks about from their end. I think that I can handle sending out every 100 an Aurora or a Mustang, a Mustang Alpha. I think that would be a nice thing to do, but you guys have to give me an idea of what would be best for you. What do you want as a prize as we enter into the Drive to 3K contest? Alright? I'd love to be at the end of 2015. My goal is to be at 10K. And I'm thinking that that is going to be a goal that's hard to reach, because I know a lot of YouTubers that it took them a few years to get to 10K. And for me, to try to do it in less than 2 years, I don't know if I'm going to be able to handle it. I mean, that'll be a feat in itself if I can do it. But if you look at how far I've come in the last year, imagine how far I'm going to go in the next year with the quality of my videos and the content that I'm able to bring you. With that, I can tell you this: I will be in Santa Monica visiting CIG headquarters yet again in just a few short weeks, and it will be the first week of February that I go there. I should be visiting them on the 6th, and hopefully I'll have some content this time, as I will definitely remember to turn on my camera and get some footage and some questions answered while I'm there. What do you want to see when I visit Santa Monica? Give me an idea and I'll try to set it up with Ben. Now, mind you, Chris is going to be in Las Vegas early that week, so I do not know or believe that he's going to be in the office this time when I visit. If he is, oh, that will just be a godsend getting to see him twice. But I think that at this particular point, I'll have Ben, most of the development staff, and of course, hopefully Sandy there. So what do you want me to focus on when I'm there? And remember, I'm not supposed to get in anybody's way. I'm not supposed to keep people from doing their work, because we don't want Nikki keeping people from getting this game out to us on time. But I do want to be able to bring you some things that you might not have seen or might not have been able to have answered for you with the Inside CIG videos that are offered up by the, I guess it's the community management team. I'm trying to think who actually would put those out, or maybe the marketing team. Well, with that said, I think we're going to draw this one to an end. So the Drive to 2K contest is over. We're going to start tabulating the votes and get those comments below telling me what you want the next contest to be. And also, I would love any suggestions on what you think, where I should take the SCAA part of my channel in the next year. Do you like the new format I played with over the Christmas holiday? Do you think I should keep the old format? I'm thinking the new format is really cool. So, I guess that's all I got left here. Alright folks, I'm going to let you go early. I'm not going to run this 20 minutes like I normally do. I'd love to get some more questions from you all about me and about my gameplay so I can answer them on this channel in the future. But for now, with that said, you all be safe out there, and I will talk to you soon.